We're going home. Home. Let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching your little live stream. Today I'm joined by Mr. Hazed Beats himself.
Hello, he meant good night.
Guten Nacht. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we did on the day on the Qs. We'll dive into some crypto stuff that we have covered previously, and we'll also check out some stocks now that it's Monday, right? As promised, we said we'll wait for Monday to open up, and then we'll look over some stocks. So, and if at any point you guys have questions, chat is enabled, so make sure to leave your little lovely note for us in the chat, and we'll make sure to get to you. All right. First things first, our higher time frame. Well, that too. This animal, yeah. How about that?
Yep.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice. Higher time frame. This looks like it might be in like a little bit of an OTE right here. If you take that, that's above 0.5, probably around 618 PPT OTE. Yeah, 618 right there. So we can start looking maybe for potential upside. What we want to see is us clear above this 18041 slash 1803675. That's kind of above those levels. We can start looking back up to the upside. Although 4 hour actually, that's a huge fucking fair value gap. Daily came close to that. No, probably more choppy bullshit, honestly. Today was like, today was a good, decent trend to the downside, but then still it like had its moments of chop, which was not worth trading. Where did I leave that? We had this little thing outlined, right? Came into the 618, almost that order block, rejected to the downside nicely. We didn't get the bounce that we wanted to, but right, that's our if-then case playing out. That's us saying, oh, fuck. This only works only if we hold. Oh, shit.
Zoom tight.
Donka. This only works if we hold this line, right? So if we were holding this, then we can start seeing upside. But I like the rejection that we had. That was beautiful. I outlined this on the stream this morning with Mr. Hazed. So that was beautiful. What do we have here? Let me take a look there. Right here as well. We had this fair value gap plus this OTE right here of that range. That was top to bottom. This is 7 a.m. Yeah. Top to bottom range. We had that outlined. Previously rejected that order block plus fair value gap right there. Sold down. Came back up into kind of like a similar thing, similar setup, and rejected back down. Let me also show you guys something, a little trick that we looked at on this morning. It is Monday Journal. Right there. What is this fib retracement? Okay, we'll keep that there. 0.5. This right here. That was of that range. Actually, which range was that? Yeah, that was of that initial. Yeah, that initial range right here. Right. I take the OT of it. Came into 618. Gonna tap this middle fair value gap. I did want a little bit more of like that top fair value gap, but we still took some shorts. It's played out nicely on that. That right there. Hide that over. And then what do we have here? That was this OTE, right? So initially we kind of started to have a little bit of like a little swing to the downside. But you held the OTE of this range right there. So right here, let me outline that so that we can review this later on. That is why That's why we talk about those time frames and why they matter, right? Or like narrative necessarily, just like the big picture always matters, right? On a lower time frame, we were bouncing on OTE technically after this small liquidity sweep, but on a higher time frame, we were still just coming into discount of this larger range and selling down from there, right? Like on the 4 hour, pretty sure we had that same setup play out this 4 hour. Yeah, we did. We outlined it on stream this morning. We said, okay, let's take our 4 hour or 2 a.m. 4 hour range, right? There's our 2 a.m. candle. There's our 4 hour range, top to bottom. What did the price do? Came right into that 618, something that we always talk about, always talk about, right? Right at 7 a.m. We came into that right there and then sold back down, right? It was, when is that? 7 a.m. open. Yeah, right here. Came into this first initial order block right there, combined with the 618 on a higher time frame, and rejected back down. So that played out nice. Oh, I already had it. Whatever. Delete that one. So that was some good confidence, and we had some levels to the downside as well. They were just kind of looking a little iffy. All right, let's put these into our yoink. Put that there. Wow, dude, I'm like struggling to stay awake.
You need to.
I might have to
Just
take
guarantee some stickers if you find any. I'll find any.
a nap
I
and
will
then
get stuff.
go my walk. Take like a 15-minute little cat nap.
I don't know how you do that and get back up. I would just go down.
Huh?
I would just go down so hard. I'd wake up at like 4 a.m. and be like, what happened?
Yeah, dude. No, set a fucking alarm. Just a little quick 15-minute. Rest my eyes. Get up there. Get out there. Knock that shit out. Come back. And go to bed. I'll come back, probably back test a little bit, and then go to bed. In terms of the higher time frame range for tomorrow. Tomorrow. This is more looking like, we had our little manipulation legs right there. Actually, well, no, we're still not reversing from a consolidation from over here. And we did not sweep any liquidities that were down there either. So this could just be a little gap and crap again, as they've been loving running that model. It's been kind of fun catching those levels. And you see why previous levels are important. Look at what we tapped into. Tapped right into that previous level right there, right? That previous bottom over here. And now rejecting it so far. No. Let's take a look. Jupe. She's looking like she might want a little retrace. So let me close at least like another half of my position on that. Dose just needs to get up there.
Dude, Ethereum is just so pathetic.
Yeah.
Bitcoin looks fine, but I mean,
But it's Bitcoin.
it is. Can't
All right, what else do we got? But I get a. Should have gone with the coffee instead of the tea. Okay, probably would not be able to sleep afterwards. Bonk.
Oh, but you'd be like in bed, like, what's going on?
Yeah, literally. Bonk is looking good, right? Above that 50, above that weekly. Sorry, the 200. But Shane also trades the 50, so it's above those levels, kind of starting to get back up there. Once we clear, I think this level right there, like 1280, we can swing on up. Sheba's looking really good too. It just needs to break above this 200. right? Okay, well, on the hourly, it kind of looks decent. On the 4 hour, that body just needs to close above, and then we can retest it for further upside. That's what we're looking at there. I'm not trusting this wick so much, though. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. At least did we retest the 50 of it? See, we have not. Okay. So there's still a chance we can come up just a little bit more and then sell back down from there. Let's see what other cryptos we got in here. Bonk. Right, we went over BCH. Anchors looking good. ENS decent. Scale had a nice pop yesterday, but kind of back below that 200. AI, SMT. Orca's kind of just getting a little accumulative over here, right? Similar thing that we had right there. Pop, right there, possibly pop, right there, pop, right there, big pop, right? So we want to make sure we're watching that. Prom needs to get above that. Come on, Queen. Sheeb we just covered. Crow, Alta. Seed. Oh, okay. ADA. Cetus. ING Mobile. Skill Slurp. FSTG. Tia. Well, looks good. I don't know if it's Moonwell. Dog with hat. Come on, girl. Get above that 200. They need to bring this puppy back. That's what they need to do. FET is looking decent. Kind of put a little topping candle right there. So I'm not a huge fan of that. But, right, like what we said on stream on Sundays, that now that it has pumped up that much, we can look for a retrace into the OTE that it has created, right? Like the 618 right there would be perfect with that fair value gap right here. Also possibly retest that breakout high as well. Doge is looking decent, but we want it above monthly and that 200. Jupiter swept that liquidity right there just now. Above the monthly, above this 200 would be decent as well. ECH. Just waiting on that animal to play out. Technical say bye. Boom. HNT is looking decent. Kind of like same consolidation, right? So we want to see if they give us a pop, maybe up to this liquidity, like $4. Render, she's looking good. Similar setup to Jupe. Anchor. That's about all the cryptos that I'm looking at. Sure, there's
STX is still going crazy.
STX.
Nut.
Oh, damn. Just cooking it.
Yeah.
On the daily, on the weekly. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at some commons. Such regular stocks. Kitty Cat. A little bit of downside. Everything's kind of following that market right now, at least. DDOG, Love, oh man, Gotten Love. Do they want like fucking $22, $20, $23 on Love?
Like possibly.
Yikes. Oh, I think they recently like changed their fucking package policy or something. They made some stupid fucking change.
Rip.
Yeah. Always, right? Make some stupid fucking change and then boom. Shows how much people love that change. Rivian Snow. ZS AMD. Ooh, if AMD gives us another dip down, I'll buy it at 70. I'll buy some AMD at 70.
Yeah, I was just looking at this 4 hour. It's holding this FEG and OTE, but like fake OTE.
That right
We'll
there.
see.
I think this little Timmy candle right there will be it. 72 to 67, 27 is the load zone, in my opinion. And none of this is financial advice either, y'all. We're just looking, sharing our observance of the markets. We're not telling you to buy. We're not telling you to sell. None of that. CrowdStrike, a little retrace, CVX, DraftKings, FTX. Gosh, that fucking short would have been nutty. 30% down. But hey, if we receive that 193, that could be a good long-term upside. Thinky. Out of desk on Ulta, kind of
I like ANF hourly a lot, and AVGO is doing kind of what I wanted.
AFRM, AI, AMAT, C, Amazon, ANF.
Yeah, on the hour.
Oh yeah. I mean, even on the higher time frame, it's consolidating nicely at the 705 right there. Big range. Yeah. 4 hour daily. Yeah. See what they want to do. ARC, ARM.
AVGO is the only other one I'd really entertain longs on.
Yeah, kind of like a little retrace maybe into this OTE that they're trying to do.
Four-hour looked okay.
OTE. Yeah. Yeah, the 618 would be cool. See Boeing, BA. Nice little pop on it. Swept that liquidity right there. That little ghost liquidity. Looking up a little better. Baba Selch. See, like CMG. I don't think she's done yet. Like we said, we kind of want that 42. They'll be solid on that. Coin, Cop, CRM. You said you were saying CRM as well?
I don't think I looked at that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just go Carvana. Downey, Dow. Dash DE. Look at that, right? Continuous trend of pop up, almost retest that trend line, right? We can move it down a little bit, see how those bodies are respecting it. Continuation down, Dell, DG, nice. Dollar General, decent little move. Retest that breakout high, right? Like what we talked about, kind of what we want to see on our crypto, possibly on Jupe. I think we were saying around FET that it has put in that top FET. Yeah, on FET. Maybe retest this top or this top right there, that breakout, those breakout levels. Disney, don't even trade that shit. Disgusting. Don't buy a fucking penny of that company. Doku. eBay. Elf. Yeah, everything's just kind of Ford. I think you were saying Ford looks good, right?
Yeah, I'm still in like year out longs.
Nice. Yeah, a little order block right there. It's kind of holding top of it right now. Gold is fucking ripping. GME. Hey, remember when I said buy GME at 24? So we're at 26 now. Let's see. Let me put a little text right here. Buy GME. Again, I'm once again asking you to buy. I'm not. It's not financial advice. Just joking. I'm joking. GS, GPTL. INTC, IWMJ. Jets back down. See if it wants to clear this the rest of the way, honestly. If love wants a little bit lower, Jets might want a little bit lower too. 1648 is their seems like her final destination. J&J, JPM, KO, low. CX. Lift M. Mara, MBD, Meta. GMMRNA. Microsoft. MicroStrategy MU. Oh, NEM. Actually, I never heard of this stock. NEM. Newmont Corporation. Oh, his gold price was reach high. Okay. Makes sense then. Netflix, nice ripper. I think that's what you guys were talking about this morning too. Good head and shoulder. Didn't quite complete her all the way, but we swept this liquidity right there at 820. Holy, what the fuck? I don't even realize that shit was that high. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's gone, dude.
I remember this. I remember when
Crazy.
everybody was like, dang, Netflix, holy fuck.
Biggest run ever.
Damn. That is insane.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How much? What is that fucking dollar amount run up from that bottom? $900 run.
That's stupid.
3 years.
Damn.
I mean, 2 years. That's 3 years. Yeah, that's crazy. 460% returns.
Nice. Nah. Starbucks, I can be a buyer at 71.55 of it. Mayhaps I may entertain $68 and maybe even $60. Just want to see how she goes. See.
You already cut them off. They're not gonna let you buy.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell them fuck them. Good retrace. It's your zones, 520. Team target. Tesla.
Gold-
Maybe a little bit more
Gold
down.
is still going.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. United Airlines, UAL, nice little bounce on this 786 right there. See if it continues up. VPSG, USBV, YOLO VZ, WMG, ZOM, nice little back above that trend line. So now I want to see if it holds. NYZ, ZM, and we're back to Caterpillar. That is all we got on that stock, honestly. This is probably a good week to just kind of observe shit. Wait for it to get set up to form. Oh my goodness. I am fucking beat today.
Put her down.
I don't know.
Dude.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sorry that it was not as enthusiastic of a live stream. We were running on a lot of caffeine, and the tanks are getting depleted very fast. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, for watching. If you guys have any questions or anything, comment them down below, or you can reach us in our DMs as well, or just tag us if you want to see more of anything, less of something. Give us some stocks, some cryptos you want us to look at. As always, check out www.papertraders.io. It's going to be your go-to website for anything in terms of we have our candle creator, we have our ICT trainer on there, we have our journaling tool on there, trader log, and we also have our, what else we got on there? Yeah, I'm forgetting one. Trader log, risk calculator.
Yes.
Yeah. So check that out. Check those tools out. Those are completely free for you guys to use right now. If you want to join the community and kind of see how we go in depth on the market, make sure to click that link. You can join for a week. You can join for a month, whatever your heart desires, right? We're not holding you back, but be aware that we are not an alerts Discord. We want to grow on word of mouth. We want to grow on just building traders and being that community that we wish we had when we first started. So if you're interested in that, join up. If not, totally cool. Keep tuning into these live streams. That's enough support for us. We appreciate you. We love you. Follow at Hazed Beats on Twitter as well. And we'll see you on the next one.
Sir,
Peace out.